How's it going, everybody? My name's Tim, and what I'm going to talk to you about today is the election, is the campaign strategy. I'm going to be focusing on Trump because Trump campaign, it's all in their court right now. Biden has basically had his basic strategy. None of their strategy has changed, except the difference now is that a external event has basically happened in the country, and that external event is affecting Trump very badly. His actions towards it have been very bad. This is the Black Lives Matter protests and riots, and that has put them on the back foot, and now Democrats are basically just entrenching and coming together and unifying, and so therefore Trump's on the backdrop. Basically, what I'm going to talk to you about today is what has developed and how Trump could exploit this, and basically what is going to be the game plan going forward, because the game plan is shifting and turning. I'm going to keep giving sort of like ideas about what I'll do going forward, but right now I'm going to talk about a few things, and it's based on one thing that I've seen. It's a CSNBC article and something that they reported, and we'll be talking from that point starting forward. So stay tuned. So the topic I want to talk to you about today is obviously the strategy for Trump going forward. I've made another video, which is going to be basically this video will be linked to. I'm just using this as an intro, but what it started out of was obviously connecting to the last video, talking about the economy, talking about how they have to make the economy an issue. What was reported by MSNBC was that effectively, I think the economy dipped, the stock market sort of went down, and they were asking the question, literally just asking the question, not suggesting it, but asking the question, is this a reflection of the people in the market, the big companies and whatnot, institutional investors, seeing that Biden is more likely to get elected now, being basically cautious, being tentative and hesitant, and that's now going to be like driving that, okay? And the thing is that if that's the case, then basically this serves as a very big opportunity to the Republicans, and I'm going to go into that now, and then go into a few issues after that. Whether or not it's true, the fact is that the Democrats might see that when Trump is saying that, there is a potential that the fucking voters might think it's true, okay? And that way they're going to get wrapped up in it. It is the first opportunity I've seen to try and get Democrats wrapped into the situation where the framing of the fucking debates and the fucking economy becomes around the economy again and the potential of the economy. That needs to be what the conversation is. Anything to get that to be the conversation at all is a good thing for fucking Trump, okay? But the problem is now that needs to be the focus. And the best way to get that to be the focus is to get the Democrats to fucking think that that is a liability that they have to focus on, okay? That's one. Two, some serious fucking action has to happen with Black Lives Matter. All right. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen now. It feels like it's fizzled out. Trump has fucked this up. Okay. No matter what anyone wants to think, and they're going to try and think 5D chess, all bullshit. Okay. He needs to do two things. He needs to make it finish, and he needs to use decisive action to make it finish, which means insurgency act. Okay. Probably don't give a fuck. But I just want to see that he can do something. Okay. So even if it looks like it's a Hail Mary that might look like it's an unpopular move. So what he needs to do is wait for a fucking situation where it comes down hard again and he actually does enforce it and just says, I'm tired of this, let's go through. It'll look better. Okay? It shows decisive action and it will actually get to a situation where the fucking thing ends. Good. It needs to end. Okay? And it needs to end on the Republicans' terms. That's number two. Okay? Three, and this is where the fucking Hail Mary is, and they've got to start getting the fucking ball ready to throw now, is that they need to be focused on this fucking debate. Okay? If they can make Joe Biden look really fucking bad in this debate, and this is Trump's best opportunity to do this, they can actually get the public seeing what Joe Biden has been fucking, what the Democrats have been hiding from them with Joe Biden. Which means Trump needs to go in there and fucking own the shit out of him. And Biden, the questions that Trump needs to be asking him and putting him to him are questions the public's going to go, well, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Right? And which is going to probably revolve around the economy and such. And then Trump at the end of each one is going to have to say, listen, if you can't even answer these questions here, how the fuck are you going to lead the public through this? And little roles like that have to keep going. And the more it gets in his head, the more hopefully that Joe Biden can stumble around on stage without it being too much of a fucking hack job. And then it will actually demonstrate himself that this guy can't fucking control anything. This guy has no idea what's happening. Trump can then do things like leading him into like traps like, okay, so, If you think that you can't handle this now or you're in a thing, what's your plan for someone to take over, right? And then he'll start going into his strategy to have a potential
take over and like what it would look like. Oh, no, okay, it's all right, I got a strategy. And then as he starts talking the strategy, Trump can go, why the hell are you already focusing on the strategy? You should not even be fucking answering that question. The fact that you're already running on the idea that you're basically planning to have to pass this over halfway shows that we're not even voting for you. So who are we voting for? When he starts asking questions like that, he can stump him up. And there are also questions the public actually might think, maybe we should fucking listen to hear how that cunt acts. And the best part of that is, if Trump can do this, I don't know if he's capable of it, he can start dictating what needs to be asked of Biden. And then Biden is expected to answer. And no matter what the fucking MSNBC and all these cunts do, that's going to be now in the fucking hearts and minds of the voters. Along this way, I don't know how the fuck they're going to do this. But the idea is they're going to have to somehow build that economic narrative. If they can do it, and they're going to have to rely on opportunities that I don't know what those opportunities are now at the moment are, but they're going to have to get lucky for opportunities, setting up a thing where they can do the economic fucking suicide thing. It's probably going to fucking require something economically to happen that they can tie to the fucking Democrats. It'll be hard to do it otherwise. Right? The terror campaign might work. It's going to be one of those things that has to be dropped all at once. And it has to be pre-framed. And it has to be shown in the public and be very clear. And the red flag for that will be that if the Democrats are countering and starting to argue about it, that's the red flag, which means that has become the issue. That is when they've got to strike. And much like fucking Cummings, they need to fucking blow all of the budget the fucking week before the election, which is entirely about the fucking economy. And if they've nailed this fucking right in this process, they've fucked Biden in the debate so he looks like he's unreliable. They've set it up so the economy has become framed as the fucking issue. The fucking Black Lives Matter thing has been sorted out, and Trump was at least able to fucking save enough face to get it sorted. And now the economy can become the thing. Biden's ability to be trusted going forward can be the thing, and they can dump the entire fucking payload in one fucking night and basically make it look like it is a serious fucking liability to get Joe Biden in. And hopefully along the way, question whether or not the Democrats are even fucking capable of getting rid of the social unrest they've had. That'll be harder to do, because Trump is losing on that front. But like I said, they are going to have to capitalize on opportunities that come, and they may not come. In fact, there may be fucking opportunities for the Democrats to come, because right now they're winning. Okay, so this is where their heads need to be. It's like, okay, what could happen, and if that happens, how can we exploit it? Still needs to be about the economy, but it's going to be harder to drag the public into it. Okay, Biden's polls have gone up to be very close to Trump's in terms of economic management. You can change that relatively quickly. 2, if you can start getting the narrative that fucking investors are going to fucking start shying away from the fucking stock market. If Biden, it looks like he's going to win, that's going to start looking bad, right? If they keep hitting that. And then basically try and suck the Dems into it in order to validate the claim that this should even be something to fucking discuss. At which point, the idea is to build the pressure and ask very legitimate questions so it doesn't just look like the Republicans are trying to scare the party, trying to scare the public. And at the end, if everything sets up right, then fucking go for the fucking slam dunk, and then drop the kind of fucking videos that need to be dropped is like that fucking video of that little girl when fucking Barry Goldwater was going for the election.
These are the stakes to make a world in which all of God's children can live, or to go into the dark. We must either love each other or we must die.
Vote for President Johnson on November 3rd. The stakes are too high for you to stay home.
That is what they need to be doing in that final week when it comes to the economy, if they've set it up properly. If they haven't set it up properly, it's just going to look like a fucking scare campaign and the public will see through it. But if they've set it up properly and if they get fucking lucky, and if they get lucky, hopefully something will happen in the economy, right? And then the people will start focusing on the economy a lot. If it goes back to the economy, Trump can hit them hard. But like I said, they're going to have to get lucky. If I could think of any more strategies and think of anything to come up that can change this, I'll let you know. Right now, the Democrats are winning, and they're going to win unless something changes. Anyway, stay tuned, and I'll give you updates as they come. Peace.